Jeremiah chapter 1 verses 4 and 5, 17 through 19. A prophet to the nations. The word of the Lord came to me. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I dedicated you. A prophet to the nations, I appointed you. But you prepare yourself, stand up, and tell them all that I command you. Do not be terrified on account of them, or I will terrify you before them. For I am the one who today makes you a fortified city, a pillar of iron, a wall of bronze, against the whole land, against Judah's kings and princes, its priests, and the people of the land. They will fight against you, but not prevail over you, for I am with you to deliver you, oracle of the Lord. The phrase, oracle of the Lord, means the Lord is the speaker. It's thought that Jeremiah was about 20 years old when God called him in the 13th year of Josiah, which would be 626 BC. Jeremiah came from a long line of priests and was also expected to become a priest. Serving as a prophet was much more demanding than serving as a priest because priesthood was a predictable occupation. Peace preserved the past by conducting temple services and administering the religious laws. When prophets saw people going in the wrong direction, they tried to bring them back to the right path, and thus, being a prophet was a difficult and unpopular task. Priests were supported by the sacrifices and offerings of the people, but prophets didn't have a guaranteed income. Jeremiah was full of self-doubt, but as verse 5 points out, God had chosen him for the task ahead, even before his conception. When God chooses you for a task, parenthood, fireman, grocer, etc., he will also provide you with the necessary grace to accomplish the task. God chose St. Paul to bring the gospel to the Gentiles, and Paul had self-doubts. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 9 and 10. For I am the least of the apostles, unfit to be called an apostle, because I persecuted the church of God. But by the grace of God, I am what I am, and his grace toward me was not in vain. On the contrary, I worked harder than any of them, though it was not I, but the grace of God which is with me. To claim the inability to answer God's call due to personal weakness is a sign of pride, not humility. The humble say yes and trust the Lord to provide them with the needed graces to successfully accomplish the task at hand. What we are is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to him. God gave Jeremiah 3 instructions. Go to whomever I send you. Whatever I command you to speak, you shall speak. Have no fear of the people, because I am with you. When surrounded by enemies, Jeremiah would be like a fortified city which could not be conquered. If he was forced to stand alone, he would be as strong as an iron pillar. When attacked on all sides, he would be as unbending as a bronze wall. Jeremiah had faith in God that was strong enough to proclaim his word without worrying about his own popularity. Throughout history, God's servants have been persecuted. Jeremiah was in prison. Peter and Paul were martyred. Stephen was stoned. But through it all, they had a faith strong enough to challenge all that society could throw at them. It isn't easy to stand alone, to resist the crowd, and be opposed to the popular philosophies and values of the day. But when we publicly state God's word, his truth, the Lord will be with us to help and defend us.